Hi, I'm Jake. I make RPG supplements and videos about Pathfinder 2, or PF2. I love Pathfinder 2. It's so much fun when new books come out. All right, so Divine Mysteries. Hello, yes, you're a good boy. This is Gast. Loot will be up soon, I'm sure. So, Divine Mysteries has a little under 50 pages of stuff that's for players. That's specifically for spells, archetypes, feats for players. There's still a lot of lore here that players could know, but I would say I, as a GM, am really interested in the whole book. But I'm covering all the player stuff for the players who view this channel, because to me, that's the most fun thing. It's new toys to play with, not more background on why you use the toys you already had. So, as you know by the title of the video, I'm going to be covering the Battle Harbinger, the new Cleric archetype that is so much like the Paladin from World of Warcraft. And I mean that in a good way. So, this book has five witch patrons that it goes over, 3 of which are brand new. It also has 36 spells that are just changed slightly, and 24 domains that also have slight changes. With all this in mind, it should mean a lot to you who are repeat viewers to know that I'm covering a Cleric class archetype before any of it. I love witches. I live and breathe witches. Look around me. My room is witches. He's not a witch. We're working on it. All right. Battle Harbinger. If you want to skip the intro, go to this time. I'm going to read it because I like the mechanics so much that I want to know where they come from. So I'm reading the intro. Battle Harbinger class archetype for Cleric. Battle Harbingers are elite, specially trained members of their faith, usually carrying out missions that require extra martial prowess. Built for the battlefield and used to working alongside other warriors, as well as tackling dangerous solo operations, Battle Harbingers typically spend more time training outside their temples than praying within them. What they lack in spellcasting prowess, they make up for with expertise in weaponry and defense. Even less combat-oriented faiths understand that Battle Harbingers can be a necessity, especially if there's a dangerous quest that must be undertaken alone. Because Battle Harbingers rigorously train their bodies to withstand hardships, they tend to have more capability to support themselves, leaving more traditional priests to handle group-wide supportive magic and prayers. So, this is sort of like, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Then they get right to the dirty work. Battle Harbingers specialize in bolstering themselves with their deity's power and weakening their opponents in the same vein. A Battle Harbinger's training varies greatly from that of a typical cleric. While this training initially resembles that of a war priest cleric, the martial and spellcasting philosophies of a Battle Harbinger soon differ. A Battle Harbinger is taught to rely less on their spells, instead focusing on a select array of spells to supplement their combat abilities. Their main magical abilities focus on Battle Auras, spells that create areas centered on the Battle Harbinger that either empower their allies or hamper their foes. Bless and Bane are examples of this. Battle Harbingers are generally expected to take the fight directly to a foe, and their auras supplement these tactics. The main component of a Battle Harbinger's training involves their battle creed. While a battle creed varies from faith to faith, the core aspects of these creeds remain the same regardless of dogma. A battle creed declares a Battle Harbinger to be a living weapon for their god or faith. The Battle Harbinger is expected to enter combat on behalf of their god and to adhere to strict training regimens that support this goal. Battle Harbingers train to make use of powerful armor and their god's favored weapon. Supplemental training focuses on the body, allowing Battle Harbingers to stave off fatigue and dangers that target one's health directly, and get better armor proficiency. Some Battle Harbingers, such as those who follow Aristil, prefer to make use of ranged tactics, but they still learn more direct combat should the need arise. Although a Battle Harbinger's spellcasting capabilities are more limited than their fellow clerics, their magic generally isn't less potent. Battle Harbingers are still capable of calling down strong divine power, but they rely on this magic less often than their brethren. This is mostly due to their martial training, which focuses on their bodies, combat, and defense. As such, a Battle Harbinger doesn't carry as much magic potential as other clerics. The exception to this is their training in Battle Auras, which many Battle Harbingers are able to make greater use of as their prowess grows. While most Battle Harbingers are associated with a given temple, it's not unusual for one to be a lone mercenary, enacting their deity's will along their travels and through their contract work. Okay. Battle Creed. First off, I want to say that the way that their spells advance is bounded spellcasting, much like the Summoner or Magus. So they lose lower level spell slots as they get higher level spell access. Battle Creed, first level. This is what makes a cleric, makes a Battle Harbinger cleric different from a regular cleric, cloistered cleric. Battle Creed, first level. You've undergone a special training to focus your body toward combat. While you still adhere to the teachings of your faith, you also know that you serve as an instrument of your church. More so than any war priest, the physical rigors that come with battle are key to your training. You've dedicated yourself to the Battle Creed, a specific approach that puts combat prowess first, even at the expense of a cleric's typical spellcasting and restorative abilities. Defeating one's enemies is more important than healing an ally in the heat of battle. The time for healing comes after. Yes! Especially in Pathfinder 2! Once the fight's over, just use medicine, treat wounds for hours! You don't need in-combat healing. Sorry. Soapbox. Getting back to what we were doing. As you abide by the Battle Creed, your physical and martial capabilities grow stronger, and we find our first typo. You must select Battle Herald Dedication as your second level class feat, because this class is called Battle Harbinger, so the dedication must have a different name. Whatever. It's Battle Harbinger Dedication. As your second level class feat, prerequisite, you must be a cleric. Duh. You don't gain the Resolute Faith class feature, you don't gain the Miraculous Spell class feature that's just to be awesome at spellcasting, which these people are not. Spellcasting adjustment. Your spellcasting capabilities are more restricted. At first level, you can prepare 1 first rank spell and 5 cantrips. Obviously a reduction, like a huge, massive reduction, but you still get all the cantrips. And that's cool. As you increase in level, your number of spell slots and the highest rank of spells you can cast from spell slots increases, shown in Battle Harbinger spells per day. Because of your focus on your physical training at the expense of magical aptitude, you have no more than 2 spell slots of your highest rank, and if you can cast second rank spells or higher, 2 spell slots of 1 rank lower than your highest spell rank. All it means is this, the chart. Look at the screen, you can pause it there, I'm going on. For anything that requires the ability to cast spells of a certain rank that's lower than the highest slots you have, you still qualify even if you no longer have spell slots at those ranks. Divine Font Adjustment. Instead of preparing heal or harm spells with your Divine Font, you instead gain the Battle Font, which allows you to prepare Battle Aura spells. Yay, Paladin! You gain 4 additional spell slots each day at your highest rank of Cleric spell slots. You can prepare only Bane or Bless in these slots. That can change. Any feats and effects that refer to a battle aura refers to these spells, regardless of whether they were cast with your standard spell slots or your Divine Font spell slots. At 5th level, the number of additional slots increases to 5, and at 15th level, the total number of additional slots increases to 6. Your battle auras use your class DC instead of your spell DC. Which, yes, is a little bit lower than a standard cleric's spell DC. But you're not putting your highest points in wisdom. They're going to strength, dex, con, shit that keeps you alive. Doctrine Adjustment. Instead of choosing a doctrine, you follow the Battle Creed. At first level, you gain the benefits of the initial creed. You gain additional benefits from your creed at the listed levels. Initial creed first. You're trained in light and medium armor, and you have expert proficiency in fortitude saves. You're trained in martial weapons. If your DD's favored weapon is a simple weapon or an unarmed attack, you gain the Deadly Simplicity Cleric feat. It just increases the damage die up to a D6. At 13th level, when you gain the Divine Defense class feature, you also gain expert proficiency in light and medium armor. Lesser Creed, 5th level, you gain expert proficiency with your DD's favorite weapon, martial weapons, simple weapons, and unarmed attacks. At 5th level, expert proficiency. Yeah, it's a battle cleric. Yeah, fuck the war priest. When you critically succeed at an attack roll using your deity's favorite weapon, you apply the weapon's critical specialization effect. This is a 5th level. This is pretty standard now after the remaster. 5th level is when you get this kind of ability. Your proficiency rank for your class DC increases to expert. So you get better at spells that people have to resist. But still, most of it is going to be focused on yourself and your allies anyway. So the class DC isn't going to come up as much as a spellcasting cleric, a cloistered, or a war priest. Moderate Creed, 9th level. You gain reactive strike as a cleric feat. Cool! Little late, but cool. Greater Creed, 11th. Your proficiency ranks for the spell attack modifier and spell DC statistics increase to expert. Oh, right. It lags behind, obviously. Major Creed, 13th. You gain master proficiency with your deity's favored weapon. Your proficiency rank for fortitude saves increases to master. When you roll a success on a fortitude save, you get a critical success instead. This is great. This is so much like Fighter. This is the... I'm excited about this. We'll just read on and then I'll make my point later. True Creed, 15th level. Your proficiency rank for your class DC increases to Master. Your proficiency rank for will saves increases to Master. Final Creed, 19th rank. 19th level. Your proficiency ranks for light and medium armor as well as for unarmed defense increase to Master. Your proficiency rank for your class DC increases to Legendary. So it does offer additional feats like all class archetypes. At 2nd level, it would be Vicious Swing. At 4th, Intimidating Strike. And at 6th, be Spell Strikes, which might actually be useful with this kind of cleric. Bespell Strikes so much sucks. I don't know of anybody who actually seriously takes Bespell Strikes. There might be people out there. If you are, raise your hand in the comments. Just come me. We won't laugh at you. We'll laugh with you. I'm kidding. Seriously, it's fine. I'm curious if anybody actually uses Bespell Strikes. All right, so Battle Harbinger dedication, not Battle Herald. Paizo, shame on you. Level 2, Archetype class dedication. Prerequisites, Battle Creed, obviously. You have trained extensively in combat, battlefield tactics, and stamina, focusing on being an exceptional warrior for your faith in exchange for less time studying the traditional spells and scriptures. You become trained in your choice of athletics or acrobatics. Cool. If you are already trained in both skills, you instead become trained in another skill of your choice. You gain the toughness general feat. Awesome! Because everybody wants that anyway. It's a great bonus. If you already have this feat, you gain another general feat of your choice. Nice. Okay. So, as we go through this is the best pairing of Paladin or Champion and Cleric that I've seen in this system. This is what I expected a champion to be when I joined this system. I'm excited about this. Aura Enhancement, level 4 feat. It has the same prerequisites. You've enhanced your training with your battle magic, allowing you access to a more potent divine font. Add Benediction and Malediction to the spells you can prepare with your additional slots from your divine font. These spells are also battle auras. They are added in this book, page 256 and 258, respectively. And I love, by the way, that each time there's a page number in this book, you can click on it. Awesome! PDFs are so much better than physical books. Anyway, Benediction and Malediction are just Bless and Bane, but for AC. Tandem Onslaught, level 4 feat. You have trained your body and mind to work in tandem, and you can combine your combat and spellcasting prowess to better support yourself in battle. The first time each round that you successfully hit and deal damage to an enemy creature with a strike using a weapon or unarmed attack, you can automatically sustain a single battle aura that you currently have active, applying any additional effects that come with sustaining the spell. Fuck yes. Oh. Totally effective. That's a necessary feat for this class archetype. Next feat, level 6, Exigent Aura. The power of your deity and your own convictions leave an impression on creatures even when they normally would be unable to comprehend your words or feelings spurred on by your god. Your battle auras can affect mindless creatures, though they gain a +4 circumstance bonus on saving throws to resist the battle aura's effects. But you can use it on constructs and undead. Mindless undead. Fuck yes. Like, I think that should always be the case for clerics anyway. Next feat, level 6, Harbinger's Protection. You often work on missions alone, making sure to cover up your weaknesses more effectively than other members of your faith. You are trained in heavy armor. When you gain expert or greater proficiency in any type of armor, you also gain that proficiency in heavy armor. Granted, instead of taking this, you could take the champion class archetype. Sorry, champion multi-class archetype. But it's built in as part of this so that you don't have to take a certain number of feats from champion to get out of champion. It's an option here. Creed Magic, level 8 feat. You've expanded your divine capabilities, granting you magic that better supports your combat focus. You gain 2 special second rank Creed spell slots, which can be used to prepare Resist Energy, See the Unseen, Sure Strike, and Water Breathing as divine spells. This is like the Magus. At 10th level, the extra slots increase to 3rd rank, and you add Haste and Heroism to the spells you can prepare in your Creed spell slots. At 14th level, the extra slots increase to 4th rank, and you can add Fly and Unfettered Movement. 8th level. That's great. Oh my god. This is so much fun. Alright, next level 8 feat, Harbinger's Armament. Your deity grants you extra power that you have learned to channel into your weapon. Select one weapon or hand wraps of mighty blows when you make your daily preparations. While in your hands, it gains the effect of one property rune. Choose either Fearsome, Ghost Touch, Returning, Shifting, or Vitalizing. Sounds a lot like Champion. This rune does not count toward your maximum rune count, and this choice lasts 24 hours or until you make your next daily preparations, whichever comes first. It's a champion cleric hybrid paladin. It's amazing. 12th level feat, Empowered Onslaught. Reaction, frequency once per round. Prerequisites, Tandem Onslaught. That's the one that you're always going to take, that when you hit somebody, you can sustain spells. Frequency once per round. Reaction, trigger, you critically hit and sustain a battle aura. When your body and mind are perfectly in sync and pushed to the limit, it can produce even greater results. You channel your combat focus into the power of your battle auras. Choose one active battle aura you have. That battle aura's status, bonus, or penalty increases by 1 to a maximum of 4. This value remains for the rest of the aura's duration. You can keep doing this! This is how you get your auras up to a bonus or penalty of 4. Granted, the fight has to last that long. But eventually, you can effectively turn the tide of combat if it's lasting that long, because the longer you fight, the better you are for yourself and your allies, and the more penalties you give to the enemy. Tandem Auras, level 12 feat. You've learned how to maintain multiple auras at once, reinforcing them simultaneously. When you sustain a battle aura, you can also sustain a different battle aura you have active. It's the Paladin. It's. I mean, there's probably other game systems, video games, that have a similar effect of, like, the Paladin's all about auras, like Diablo. I love this class archetype. And I don't even like clerics much. Aura Expertise. 15th level feat. Free action. Trigger, your turn begins. You become so accustomed to maintaining your battle auras that it's become second nature to you. You immediately gain the effects of the sustained action for one of your battle auras. At 16th level, that's completely appropriate, because other classes gain a similar ability with whatever their class, like, focus spells are. So it's sort of just making sure you keep up with other people. Level 16 feat, Greater Armament. Your weapons have greater power available to them. Add Brilliant, Corrosive, Flaming, Frost, Holy, Shock, Thundering, and Unholy to the list of property runes you can add to your weapon during your daily preparations. It's a little late for me, but you know what? It's still great. It's still just extra runes. Oh, this makes me so happy. Last one, level 20 feat, Live the Creed. One action, frequency once per 10 minutes, you've become an unparalleled figure among your faith, able to align your divine abilities with unparalleled swiftness. You cast a battle aura using one of your divine font slots. Okay, it's just saving actions. It's only once per 10 minutes. That's a little disappointing, but you know what? It's still basically once per fight. You start off just using one. Man, this is really fun. Like, I don't even know what these things on the side say. I'm going to read them. Within the church, while battle harbingers aren't uncommon within most faiths, they are relatively uncommon within a temple. Most harbingers serve their god outside of a temple, directly dealing with outside challenges and foes of their faith. Many harbingers work with other external divine agents like Avengers and Vindicators. It's not uncommon for a church to send a trio of agents, an Avenger, a Harbinger, and Vindicator, to deal with a particularly difficult or dangerous problem. That's an adventure premise, if ever I've heard one. While a Harbinger is mostly focused on fighting the foes of their faith, they also work to help outside of combat. Many Harbingers help train fellow priests and clerics, especially war priests, in martial pursuits. No, war priest. You're not doing that right. Lift it higher. Harbingers serve their community like other members of their faith, usually offering their services in the form of labor. Many Harbingers see these opportunities as a chance to spread the word of their faith. Next. Extra sidebar. Champions and Harbingers. Ooh. While champions tend to focus on the protective aspects of combat, Harbingers focus more on offensive techniques. Not necessarily. They can do both. Specifically, a Harbinger's battle auras require the Harbinger to remain close to foes to make the most of an aura. Yes. Champions and Harbingers often work together in combat, serving as the front line of a group. Very well. Together, they're able to maximize the efficiency of their allies while mitigating the threat their enemies pose. Many outsiders refer to these pairings as the bladed bulwark. Unlike a champion, a Harbinger doesn't need to uphold any further tenets. It's not uncommon for champions in training to eventually realize that they aren't fit to live a life adhering to those tenets. In this case, these faithful sometimes chose to become Harbingers instead. The physical rigors of a champion's training dovetails well with the battle creed. Many bladed bulwarks are born from these developments, as a Harbinger will maintain a working relationship with their former champion trainees. Cool. The Battle Creed. While the core tenets of the Battle Creed remain true across all faiths, some aspects vary in notable ways. Among more benevolent deities, such as Aristil and Sarenrae, the Creed demands Battle Harbingers act as a guardian for innocence. Even when dealing with great evils, fighting to protect innocence takes a high precedence. Among wicked deities, the Creed implores the Battle Harbinger further the will of their god, even if it requires forsaking allies. Other deities have specific demands, such as Pharasma's decree of fighting undead above all, or Battle Harbingers of Nethys who must make use of a spell, even if only a cantrip, in every combat. That's funny. I like that. Why did you just cast... I guess you can't do prestidigitation because it's divine. Why did you cast Detect Magic in combat? Because I have to. Because it made my god happy. And then I got this rush of, I'm doing the right thing. That's why. Because that's what I do. You know, the in-character reason. Ah! This is great! God, I have nothing to complain about. It's not shit. I like this a lot. All right, I'm excited to see these in game, in combat, in battle. If any of you know of any like live plays that are using this class, I know that you'd be watching this later after people get the book and they start making characters out of it. I want to know. Please put it in the comments. I want to watch this shit because this would be fun to see. And you know, anybody who plays one of my games, you could try one of these out if you want. Just switch out, you know, for like a session. Maybe not. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your time and your eyeballs on me. And if you're a patron, thank you for being here all the time. I'm grateful for all your help. And so is Loot, the ungrateful little bag of fur. He is currently cleaning his foot. That's how much he appreciates it. I like this book a lot. At the end of this month, November, is when we are doing another patron dice giveaway. We do this at the end of every month. It's actually on the 1st is when we randomly determine who wins. You have to be a patron of $5 or more, so go to the Patreon down below in the description, and you'd win this entire pile of icy winter dice. 45 millimeter. Anyway, it's 9 pieces plus a 45 millimeter. And a little Pillar D4, and you can't see it, but there's a cat butt. Trust me, you'd like it. Yeah. If you want to see War of Immortals coverage, here. If you want to see Divine Mysteries coverage, here. This is the first video in it, though, so there might not be anything to click there yet. Okay, thanks, bye. Mwah.